Today's video is going to be a little different because I'm actually going to do the impossible task of ranking the top 10 greatest Star Wars characters of all time. Star Wars is a big universe, and I feel like it's time to narrow it down the top 10 greatest Star Wars characters of all time. Let's get into it. So at number 10, I got Lobot. Not much is known about Lobot, other than he's got a pretty dope-ass look headset on the back of his forehead. I always thought his name stood for lobotomy, but turns out that's not it. It's actually much more simple. It's just Lobot. And apparently, from what I've heard, the reason for that is because it sends a message to the rebellion. Interesting choice. I was not expecting that, but here we are. At number 9 on my list, we got Dans Boren. Now, we don't know much about Dans Boren other than he's wearing a space suit in the canteen in A New Hope. But what's his character? What's his goal? Who knows? Maybe he's just a guy chilling through the universe. I got Nien Nunb. Now, Nien Nunb first appeared in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and he helped Lando Calrissian blow up the Death Star in the 6th Star Wars movie. Unfortunately, I had to fuck his character up and kill him in The Rise of Skywalker in the most anticlimactic way ever. Rest in peace, Nien Nunb. You know, everybody talks about justice for Han Solo and Luke. Nah, fuck that shit, man. What the fuck happened to Nien Nunb? You know how pissed off I am right now about that? Seriously. What happened to Nien Nunb? You killed him off for what? A shitty final installment of the franchise? Fuck out of here. Moving on to number 7 on my list, we got Claude. Now, Claude is a slug-like alien. We don't know much about his species or who he is, other than the fact that he shows up a couple times throughout the film Star Wars Episode 9. Now, Episode 9 might not be a very good movie in a lot of ways, but this and another character I'm going to talk about later is the reason the movie is memorable for me. Not because of the story, because of the aliens. And Claude, I feel like, was very underutilized. I thought at first he was going to be a main character, but he ain't a main character. Instead, he's just there to be there. And that really pisses me off, because I want to know Claude's backstory. We could have a Claude the Star Wars story movie. Come on, guys. Bring it on. Let's do it. And fuck all that new Episode 10 crap. Let's just see a Claude movie. You know how badass that would be, seeing Claude's adventures? Come on. It'll be amazing. Bring it on, Disney. Let's go. On to number 6 is by far the longest name ever in the Star Wars universe. If there is, let me know in the comments. But at number 6, I got Paudak Draba, Takat Sebdi Rekti, Nick Linky T Kiviv Nick Nestetlikek, or just Pow. Well, I will just call him Pow. I gave him an attempt to try to pronounce his name, but I failed miserably. But let me explain Pow. Pow was a real hero for the rebellion. No, not because he's that important, because he did one thing. He helped the Rogue One get the Death Star plans, and unfortunately he died on the planet of Scarif. Pow's a real one, and I'm really sad we never got to see him in anything else. In all seriousness, though, oh, rest in peace, Pal. You were a great character. And thank you for helping save the rebellion and getting those Death Star plans. Number 5, I got Cabe. You know, the cantina scene in Star Wars is well known for how many amazing creatures and how many awesome special effects they use in that movie. But I will say one thing: my favorite character is Cabe. Not because she's particularly memorable, but because just look at her. Just look at that. She's just a little dude. She's getting a little drink. She makes little squeaking noises. Like what's not to love? Come on, Disney. Give this character a movie. At number 4, I got Ori Marco. This character is usually named Pruneface in the Star Wars universe, and to be quite honest, you never really see him, but you see him in one particular blink and you'll miss it moment in Return of the Jedi. But also, well, I want to say this he's definitely interesting enough to get his own Star Wars action figure. Let that sink in. At number 3 on my list is Bidlo Quirv. Now, in case you don't know who Bidlo Quirv is, remember that skull Luke picked up in Return of the Jedi to kill the Rancor? Yeah, that was a character. His name was Bidlo Quirv. Great character. Honestly, he's a really cool dude. He may be dead, but, you know, maybe we'll get a sequel or a spin-off movie or book about him. I'd take a book or a movie. I mean, if he is a skull, I want to know how he became a skull. I'm pretty sure it's a story out there. We'll have to wait. And finally, moving on to number 2, we got Max Rebo. This is honestly the greatest musician in all of Star Wars. Love this dude. His music's great. Also, his design is great. Just look at him. He's a little blue elephant dude. Well, actually, he's not an elephant. He's just a little interesting species. But also, I will say, this man is the king of jizz music. So, yes, jizz is a genre in Star Wars. Let that sink in. You probably didn't know that. And I am really hoping this video doesn't get taken down with what I just said. He's the king of jizz. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, moving on to number 1. And finally, at number 1 on my list, we got the greatest Star Wars character of all time, and the main reason Rise of Skywalker, which may be a shit movie, but that doesn't matter, because this movie had one thing going against all the other Star Wars movies, and that's Babu Frick. This little dude is hilarious, and honestly, he's the greatest character in all of Star Wars for a reason. His design is cool, and also he has the iconic catchphrase of, "Hey, hey!" Seriously, Disney, hey, don't fuck Babu Frick up with a random ass book or movie. I want Babu Frick the way he is. He's perfect. Just look at him. Like seriously, Babu Frick, amazing character. Also, I'm quitting YouTube. I'll see you guys later.